Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to my video. Thanks for taking time out your busy schedule. What I want you to do, if you are on my channel for the first time, subscribe to my channel, put your comments in the bottom because I'm looking forward to commenting or responding to your comments. But today's video is things to ask when you go to a car lot looking to buy a used car, and these are the questions that you need to ask before you buy that car. Again, this video is on questions you need to ask before you buy that used car or that pre-owned car at the car lot or at the dealership. Number one, you want to know how long has that car been on the lot. Well, if that car has been on the lot 2 weeks, the salesperson should know and will know that that car has been on the car lot for 1 or 2 weeks. They will know. If that used car salesperson pays attention to the inventory, they know what cars have sold and what cars are on the lot. They'll know, because normally when you go to a dealership website, sometimes depends on the provider, and the provider is someone that uploads the cars to the dealership or takes the used car off the dealership website once they're sold. Sometimes that may be 24-hour turnaround, some that might be 48, or even it might be 2 hours. Just depends on how fast that website is updated. So number one, you want to ask that salesperson how long that car been on the lot. Because if you run into a car that's been on the lot 4 months or 5 months, there's an issue, there's a problem. And you need to ask a question, ask those questions. You said this car has been on this lot for 6 months. Well, what seems to be the problem? What kind of issues have you had with this car? And if that salesperson can't give you any answers, then you need to walk away, because that's too long for a used car to be on your lot, on the lot. It's 6 months or 7 months. It's got to be a problem with the car. Maybe it's the brakes, or maybe something's wrong with the engine, or maybe it's just a mechanical issue. Or in this case, because it's COVID, it might even be, it might be a part shortage. I don't know. But you want to find out what is the issue, what's wrong. But if that car has been on the lot for 6 months or 7 months, you want to make sure that car is priced right. Now, listen to me closely. You want to make sure that car is priced right. If you see that used car, and just go and look up on Cali Blue Book, look up and see what it's worth, or look at other dealerships to see what that particular car is worth or what it's going for in other areas. You want to make sure that car is priced right. And if a car is on the lot for 6 months or 7 months, that things will start just not working right on that particular used car. Let me say that. When you have a car on a used car lot, cars are not driven every day. They're not. So cars just begin to sit and deteriorate. So think about that. Number two is you want to look at the Carfax. You want to look at how many owners have owned that particular car. How many owners have owned that car? And if there's 4 or 5 owners of that particular car, you might need to walk away and say, you know what, next, why has that car been sold 5 times or 4 times or 5 times? Walk away. You can always find another car similar to that, or, just walk away. You don't want to inherit someone else's problems. But the Carfax will tell you what, whether that vehicle was damaged, whether it was in an accident. It'll tell you things that the dealership or the dealer or the salesperson won't reveal. And it's not always like we're hiding things, but we might not know. So the Carfax will tell you what happened with that car. Things that were reported by the dealership, or when the person got their car serviced and they report to the Carfax. So it'll tell you things that you automatically won't know. So another question you want to ask is, can I see the service records on this car? You say this car went through service department. Can I see the service records? And if it's late and service is closed, then you can say, you know what, I'll make my decision after I see the service records. Whether, the oil was changed on the car. When was the last time the oil change was on the car? When the car came in, did the dealership change the brake pads? Or did they need to be changed? Because a car was traded in doesn't mean the dealership actually put new brake pads on it. They take it through an inspection, but the dealerships have their own used car inspection. So ask about the emissions. Was the emissions checked on it? You want to ask all those mechanical questions. If you're smart, you'll bring your mechanic with you. And if you can't bring your mechanic with you, you can take your car to the mechanic and have them look at your car. Get another set of eyes, or get someone to go with you when you're looking to buy a used car. Someone with you that knows something about used cars. Because if you don't know anything about used cars, you don't want to get taken advantage of. You want to be able to ask the right questions. Number 3, you want to ask about financing options. What kind of rates do you have? Do you have any incentivized rates? Is there 2.9, 3.9, or GM Financial? That's one of our big lenders, GM Financial. Do they have any incentivized rates on used cars? Do the credit union have any incentivized rates on used cars? You always want to ask questions, because if you don't ask, sometimes we're not going to tell you.
Nope.
So you always want to ask, are there any incentivized rates? Now, if you're watching this video and on my YouTube channel and you have Bruce credit, then it doesn't mean it's not help out there for you too, as far as incentivized rates. Just because you think you don't qualify for it, the incentivized rate, doesn't mean that you won't qualify for it. You know, right now is a different time now because of COVID. And these banks, credit unions, they still have quotas. Now the quotas are not as high as they used to be. These banks are, in some cases, I won't name the name in this video, but if you got good credit, they're going all the way to 160% loan to value, which means that, they're doing things that they normally don't do. And if you have Bruce credit, or you're getting your credit together, just don't think that you can't get that incentivized rate because maybe you're at a 550 or 580 or 480 credit score. Because at this time right now, these banks are looking at more than one way to get you financed in that particular car or that particular used car. They're looking at different ways because they're actually not always going on the way they buy things. They're stepping out the box. So when I say stepping out the box, being in the business for 23 years, almost 24, I've never seen anything like this. Never seen anything like this because of COVID. So which means that the dealerships and these car finance companies are stepping outside the box. They're buying customers that normally would not get a car. When let me just give you an example. I had a gentleman back in March. He saw my ad on Facebook, and he saw my TV commercial, and he called me. I got him approved for a vehicle. He just called me the last week of August, and he had not purchased a car yet. He said, he was about to lose his house. He was having some issues, and I said to him, well, after we pulled his credit, me and the finance manager, I gave him a call. I gave him a free consultation for 10 minutes, probably almost 15, because we put his credit. We went all the way back to 2019. In 2019, he had 11 inquiries on his credit report. 2020, he had 37. 2021, he had 74 credit inquiries. 74. I had never seen anything like that in my entire life of being in the car business. His credit score started, he told me, at 650. Now it's at 447. And all the banks that approved him before turned him down because they were like, what is he doing? Has he bought a bunch of cars? Does he have a fleet at home? Does he have 15 cars at home now? That he's just buying a car every year? Or what does he have going on? This is what some of the banks said to my finance manager. Because just because they approve you back in March, April, May, doesn't mean you're going to be approved in August. Because that's why approvals at car dealerships are good for 30 days. Let me repeat this again. When you get approved at a dealership, the approval is good for 30 days. And that's what I had to tell my customer. Approval for 30 days. And the customer said to me he said, I didn't know inquiries, affect you like that. I didn't know it bring your score down. I just didn't know. I had some financial things going on. But, you know, and I said, well, I understand you have some financial things going on, but he has a serious issue, a serious problem, because he works for a particular company. I don't want to tell you what company he works for, but he works for a particular company that he's able to get loans out through that company. And he was taking loans off, paying it off, taking loans off and paying it off. So obviously it's more underlying issues than buying a car, what's going on. So now I got him approved and I got him into a car. But he's also gonna do credit repair with me, and we're gonna work on some other things to get his score up, and also help him with credit my rent, getting a secure card, and helping him with some other things to get his credit together. But thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video.